Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. The Cubs are coming into Game 3 of a 3-game set in Colorado. They've lost 2 in a row and are trying to salvage the final game of this series. Today's game in Colorado is going to feature the Cubs sending Blake Snell out to the mound. He has been red hot of late, making start number 31. He is 8-10 with a 4.51 ERA and a 1.46 WHIP. He will be opposed by the Rockies' Jon Gray. Gray is making start number 30, standing in at 12-9 with a 4.09 ERA and a 1.38 WHIP. The Cubs lineup is going to be Cabrera, Bruce, Rizzo, Bryant, Bradley, Horner, Hayward, Ramos, and Snell. The Rockies lineup will include Daza, Story, Arenado, Dahl, Rogers, Blackman, Gomes, Ian Desmond, and the pitcher Gray batting ninth. It is 71 degrees in Denver today. The wind is blowing in from center at 9 mph, not as if it really matters much. And now we are going to get this game underway. The Rockies' Jon Gray is heading out to the mound to make his warm-up pitches as the Rockies take the field against the Cubs. Cubs trying to avoid the sweep here in Colorado. Still second place in the Central, 71-74 record. Colorado coming in at 72-75, good for third place in the NL West. Gray standing on the mound, looking for the sign and the first pitch, and there's a grounder to second. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that is out number 1. Coming up now is Jay Bruce. The shift is on. Bruce comes up with 1 out, nobody on, and an 0-2 count. Here is the pitch to Jay Bruce. And there's a liner down the left field line. That is going to be a very long run. The left fielder has to cover almost the entire length of left field to get down into that corner. On the shift, he was clear over in left center field. The third baseman was playing at the shortstop position. They conceded the entire left side of the field to Jay Bruce, and he took what they gave him. So a 1-out double. And now Ian Happ is on second base. It appears that Bruce may have gotten injured on that play and had to come out. Apparently, I missed something here. Where is Jay Bruce? Yes, he was injured. He has back spasms, and he is day-to-day. So, Ian Happ, now the pinch runner on second base, and Rizzo the batter. 2-1 is the count. Rizzo waiting for the pitch from Gray. And there's a liner into left field. That's over his head, going all the way to the wall. Coming around to score is going to be Happ. Rizzo is going to slide into second with an RBI double. And the Cubs, for the first time in this series, have jumped out to an early lead. So 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. Rizzo looking like he's shaking off all the ill effects of that injury. And Bryant now the batter, 1 out, runner still on second, 1-1 count. Bryant waiting for the pitch. And that's hit high, deep right field. That is gonna be out of the park. Bryant crushes a 2-run home run out to right center field, 408 feet. Home run number 26 on the season, and the Cubs own a 3-0 lead. Gray will now face Bradley with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a full count pitch. Bradley takes low for ball 4, so Bradley draws the walk. He hustles down to first, which brings up Nico Horner. 1 out, 1 man on, 1 strike count, and Horner lines that one into center field for another base hit. Bradley rounding second, heading for third. The throw goes to third. Bradley slides, and he is safe. So a single for Horner. Bradley advances first to third. And now the Cubs have first and third with 1 out, and Jason Hayward is the batter. Hayward facing Gray with a 1-1 count and the pitch. Hayward lines that one over the second baseman's head in right field. Another run's going to score. Bradley scores, Horner's going for third. He slides in and he is safe. Hayward, following the throw, advances to second. So an RBI base hit for Jason Hayward, and this is a 4-0 ball game. Wilson Ramos now the batter. 4 runs already in. 2 runners in scoring position. 1 out in the top of the first inning. Sonny Gray with the first pitch. And there's a liner in right field for another base hit. 1 run is in. Hayward stops at third. It is a 5-0 Cubs lead. And that will be an RBI single for Ramos. Bringing up the pitcher, Blake Snell. 1 out. Runners on the corners. Snell coming up. He is 7 for 18 on the season with an RBI. Almost considered a dangerous pitcher with the bat. Here's a 3-2 count, and Snell swings and misses for strike 3. So that is the second out of the inning, and Gray now faces Cabrera with 2 outs and 2 men on. 3-0 count. Cabrera takes ball 4. That was way outside. He didn't even have to think about swinging at that one. And that is the end of the game for John Gray. He is going to be pulled for a relief pitcher with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. 5 runs are in. 3 runners are on base. This is the 10th base runner or batter that the Cubs have sent up in this inning. Ian Happ coming around after being put in as a pinch runner for Jay Bruce earlier in this inning. Here's a 2-2 count, and Happ is waiting for the pitch. And Happ swings and misses for strike 3. So the inning is over. The Cubs score 5 times. They leave the bases loaded. We're going to the bottom of the first of a 5-0 Chicago lead. Blake Snell now will face Daza to lead off for the Rockies. First man sent up to plate by the Rockies. Snell looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Liner into left field. That's going to split the gap and be a single for Daza. It should also be noted that Happ is staying in left field, and he is going to play left in place of Jay Bruce in this game. Trevor Story now the batter. Nobody out, runner on first. 2-1 count from Snell, and there's a grounder. Hot smash down to third. Bryant bobbles it. He cannot get a good handle on it, and that's an error for Bryant. So both runners are safe, and it brings up Nolan Arenado. Nobody out. 2 men on. No lead is ever safe here in Colorado. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Blake Snell. And a grounder toward third again. This time Bryant fields cleanly. The throw to second, the relay to first, and that is a 5-4-3 double play. Daza on the play advances to third. And now David Dahl is the batter. Snell facing Dahl with 2 outs and a runner 90 feet away. Here's a 1-1 count and the pitch. There's a liner up the middle. That's going to drive in the run. An RBI single for David Dahl makes this a 5-1 ball game. Now Brendan Rodgers comes up with a runner on first, 2 outs, 1 ball count. Brendan Rodgers waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward first. Rizzo snags it, flips to the pitcher Snell, who's covering, and that will end the inning. The Rockies score once. They get 2 hits. We're going to the top of the second. It is a 5-1 Cubs lead. Rizzo leading off for the Cubs here in the top of the second inning. He is 1 for 1 with an RBI. Facing off against Wes Parsons. 1-2 count. Parsons with the pitch. And that's hit high. Deep right field on the warning track. I believe it's going to be playable, and the right fielder Blackman has it with his back up to the wall for out number 1. Chris Bryant now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 count to Chris Bryant. Here is the pitch from Parson. And there's a grounder toward short. Picked up in short left field, thrown over to first, and that will be out number 2. Jackie Bradley now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Jackie Bradley, and that's hit high, very hard, deep right field. Kiss it goodbye. Jackie Bradley gives the Cubs another run. We are making this a 6-1 ball game. Bradley 404 feet out to right field, and that is home run number 6 with the Cubs and number 15 on the season for him. So Horner now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Nico Horner. And a grounder toward the mound. The pitcher picks it up, throws to first, and that will end the inning. We're going to the bottom of the second. The Cubs have reestablished the 5-run lead. Blackman will face Snell to lead off the Rockies half of the second. Here's a 1-strike count. And the pitch from Blake Snell. Here it comes. Hit high, right field toward the line. Hayward on the run, and he's going to make the catch for out number 1. Gomes now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Gomes, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Threw the fastball right by him at 95. And now Desmond the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Snell working with a full count pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, that time the slider. So Snell gets a pair of strikeouts to end the inning. We're going to the third. It is 6-1 Chicago. Jason Hayward leading off for the Cubs against Parsons here in the top of the third inning. Hayward 1 for 1 with an RBI today. And here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Hayward got that one through the shift and into center field. So a leadoff single for Jason Hayward brings up Wilson Ramos. Ramos also 1 for 1 today, facing Parsons with nobody out and a runner on first. Here's the first pitch to Ramos, and he pops that one up to left. It looks playable as the left fielder, Dahl, makes the catch for out number 1. Dahl tries to fire it back to first. He felt like Hayward got too far off the base, but Hayward retreats safely, and it will bring up the pitcher Snell. 1 out, 1 man on, 1-1 count to Snell, and a grounder back to the mound. The throw goes to second, the relay to first, and that will end the inning. So the pitcher grounds into a 1-6-3 double play. We're going to the bottom of the third of a 6-1 ball game. Parsons facing Snell in the bottom of the third inning. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 is called. A big curveball. He drops it right in over the black. That'll bring up Daza. 3 strikeouts on the day for Snell. 2-0 count. Snell working. Here's the pitch. Liner in right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Hayward plays it on a hop. And a 1-out single for Daza brings up Trevor Story. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 is the count. And here's the pitch, a grounder up the middle. This time Cabrera has it, flips to short, the relay to first, and the Cubs end the inning with a 4-6-3 double play. The infield defense has looked sharp, turning a couple double plays in this game. We're going now to the top of the fourth of a 6-1 ball game. Parsons facing Cabrera, leading off the Cubs half of the fourth. 2-2 count. Here is the pitch, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Cabrera swings right over that sinker, and now Happ is the next batter. 0 for 1 on the day, 1 out. 1-2 is the count, and Happ swings and misses for strike 3. That was a changeup, and he was way out in front of it. Rizzo now batting, 2 outs, nobody on. Rizzo facing Parsons, 2-2 count. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, so Parsons strikes out the side. We're going to the bottom of the fourth. It is 6-1 Cubs. Arenado facing Snell, leading off the Rockies half of the fourth inning. Arenado waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Snell. And there's a liner, deep left field. I believe this is going to clear the wall. Arenado with a line drive to left field, and that is a leadoff home run in the Rockies half of the fourth. 390 feet out to left, and it is a 6-2 Cub lead. Dahl now the batter with nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Snell. And a pop-up, short center field. Bradley coming in fast, and he's going to make the running catch for out number 1. Rogers now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. 2-0 pitch. Snell working. Grounder towards second. Cabrera picks it, throws to first, and that is out number 2. Blackman now the batter. 2 outs and nobody on. Snell waiting for the sign. Here's the 1-0 pitch and a grounder towards second. Cabrera has it again. Throws it over to Rizzo, and they have practiced that play a couple of times today. We're going to the top of the fifth. 6-2 in favor of the Cubs. Chris Bryant 1 for 2 with a home run today and 2 RBIs. Going to face off against Parsons here in the top of the 5th inning. 3-0 is the count. Here's the pitch to Bryant. Outside for ball 4. So he missed pretty badly on that pitch. And now that is going to bring up a new Colorado pitcher as the manager comes out to the mound and makes a pitching change. Antonio Santos will be the new Rockies pitcher. He has thrown 20 and 2/3 innings on the season, allowed 7 walks with 21 strikeouts and a 3.92 ERA. He will face Bradley with Bryant on first and nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. 3-0 is the count. Bradley waiting for the pitch. Here's the sign and the pitch. Outside for ball 4. So Bradley draws the 4-ball walk. And that'll bring up Horner with nobody out, 2 men on. Horner facing Santos with a 1-ball count. And Horner lines that one down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third, nope. And stopping at third is Bryant. He got the stop sign from the third base coach. And now Hayward is the batter. With the bases loaded and nobody out. Cubs trying to add some insurance runs here in the top of the 5th inning. Hayward with the 1-2 count. And he watches strike 3 float by. A changeup at 71 miles an hour. And Hayward must have been looking for the fastball there. So Ramos now the batter with 1 out. And the bases loaded. The infield drawn in for the Rockies. Here's a 3-1 count. And a liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So Ramos drives in a run. The Cubs now take a 7-2 lead in the top of the 5th inning. RBI single for Wilson Ramos. The bases are still loaded. The pitcher Snell is now going to bat with 1 out and 3 runners on base. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and Snell watches strike 3 go by. That was a fastball right down the middle, and Snell apparently couldn't do anything with it. So as Drupal Cabrera now the batter, 2 outs. Bases still loaded. 7-2 game in the top of the 5th. Here is the full count pitch and a pop up to right. That'll probably end the inning. Coming in is the right fielder Blackman Dahl, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The Cubs score once. They leave the bases loaded. We're going to the bottom of the 5th of a 7-2 ball game. Gomes is going to be the leadoff hitter for the Rockies against Snell in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a 1-strike count and the pitch. And a line drive, center field, Bradley heading toward left center and making the catch for out number 1. Desmond now the batter, 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch to Ian Desmond. And that's popped up further into left center. This time might actually be Happ's ball, and he calls off Bradley to make the catch for out number 2. And now Duvall will be the batter. Adam Duvall is coming up with 2 outs, nobody on in the Rockies half of the 5th. Here's a 2-1 count. And a line drive deep left field. I believe Duvall got plenty off that bat. And Duvall hooks it around the foul pole for a 389-foot home run. So the Rockies, taking this do not die attitude, are now trailing 7-3. Daza now batting, facing Snell with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 1-strike count and the pitch. And Daza pops it up to right center. Hayward chasing, Bradley chasing. Bradley's going to call for it and make the catch for the 3rd out. We are going to the top of the 6th. It is a 7-3 Cubs lead. Happ will face Santos here in the top of the 6th inning. Santos out for his 2nd inning of work with a 3-1 count and outside for ball 4. So Happ draws the leadoff walk, which brings up Anthony Rizzo. And now that will be it for Santos as the new relief pitcher Brian Shaw is brought in. The righty Shaw has thrown 49 2/3 innings, allowed 25 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 5.98 ERA. Shaw facing Rizzo with 1 man on, nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. Here's a 1-2 count. And Shaw looking for the sign. Here is the pitch. Hit hard, deep right field. Rizzo got all that one. I think he's feeling pretty good right now coming off that injury. Rizzo crushes it with a 2-run shot, 438 feet to right center field. And this is a 9-3 Cub lead. Rizzo with his first home run coming back off the injury. And that is number 7 on the season for him. So Bryant now batting with nobody out, top of the 6th inning. Shaw facing Bryant with a 1-2 count. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Bryant chases the cutter for the first out of the inning. Bradley now batting, 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count to Jackie Bradley. Here is the pitch. A swing and a miss for another strike 3. That'll be strikeout number 140 on the season for Jackie Bradley. And it'll bring up Nico Horner with 2 outs, nobody on base. Here is the pitch to Horner and a grounder to second. Picked and thrown to first, and that will end the inning. So after the home run, the Cubs are retired in order. We go to the top of the 7th. It is a 9-3 Cub lead. Trevor Story facing Blake Snell in the bottom of the 6th inning. I guess this game is just flying by so quickly, I didn't even realize how far along we were. Here's a full count pitch. And a pop up to right. Hayward coming in. He's got a line on it, and he is going to make the catch for out number 1. Arenado now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a full count pitch to Nolan Arenado. And that is inside for ball 4. So Snell issues the walk. That is the first walk of this game he has allowed. And now Snell will face Dahl with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 is the count. Snell working. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a slider that dove outside the zone on the lefty. So strikeout number 4 on the day for Snell. Second out of the inning, and it'll bring up Brendan Rodgers with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's the first pitch to Rodgers, and a liner past the third baseman into left field. That'll be a base hit. The throw goes to third, so the runners hold at first and second. A 2-out single for Rodgers brings up the pinch hitter, Ryan McMahon. Pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot. McMahon is 22 for 109 on the season with 2 home runs. And he is facing Snell with 2 outs, 2 on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here is a 2-2 pitch from Snell. And a liner into center field for another base hit. Bradley cuts it off, but the runner is going to come home. The throw comes home. Bradley's throw is late, and the run scores. So that is the 4th run of the game for the Rockies. It is now a 9-4 Cub lead. McMahon credited with the RBI single. And now that will be the end of the day for Blake Snell. The Cub reliever will be brought in, John Lester. He is coming in with 91 innings thrown, 32 walks, 72 strikeouts, and a 5.04 ERA. Lester will face Yan Gomes with 2 outs and 2 men on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and that gets away. Lester throws the wild pitch, and the runners are both going to advance. No throw from the catcher, and Lester now facing Gomes with 2 outs and runners in second and third. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Gomes. Lester with the sign. And here's the pitch. Check swing. He did not go around. The walk is given. And so the bases are now loaded. And Ian Desmond is the next batter for the Rockies. He's coming up with the bases loaded. 2 outs. Rockies down by 5 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 1-2 count and the pitch from Lester. And a pop-up to center. Bradley coming in fast. He gets under it and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Rockies score once. They leave the bases loaded. We're going to the top of the 7th of a 9-4 ball game. Hayward facing off against the new Rocky reliever, Jake McGee, here in the top of the 7th inning. McGee has thrown 45 2/3 innings, 22 walks, 44 strikeouts, and a 6.50 ERA. Hayward facing McGee with an 0-2 count, and Hayward waiting for the pitch. And a grounder up the middle. Soft tapper. The shortstop has it. He does not make the throw, however. Story is going to eat it, and Hayward has an infield single. So Ramos now batting with nobody out. Runner on first. Ramos facing McGee with a 1-ball count. And a pop-up to right. Going back toward the warning track is the right fielder Dahl. He is going to make the catch for out number 1. Tyler O'Neill now will be the pinch hitter. He comes up for the Cubs with 1 out, 1 man on. Cubs looking for some insurance runs here in the top of the 7th inning. He will face McGee with the first pitch. And a line drive, deep left field. Tyler O'Neill has hit another pinch hit home run. He is going to go down in the Cub history with some critical home runs this season. This is now an 11-4 ball game, 427 feet to left center field. So, Cubs back up by 7. Cabrera now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Asdrubal Cabrera. And there's a drive, deep left field, but this time I think the park's going to hold it on the warning track, and the catch is made by Duvall for out number 2. Man, Hayward gave that one a ride, but he came up just a few feet short. And now Ian Happ is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-2 count, Happ with the pitch. And there's a pop-up in foul territory. Third baseman Arenado heads over, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Oh, but he can't hold on to it. Oh, they're crediting Arenado with an error. They're saying he dropped it. So Happ lives to see another pitch. McGee now has to face Happ again with a 2-2 count. And this time it's popped up to right. So going over is Dahl, few steps to his right, and he makes the catch to end the inning. The Cubs score twice on the O'Neill pinch hit home run. We're going to the bottom of the 7th of a 11-4 ball game. And I'll tell you, for as many runs as the Cubs have scored in this game, this is a field, a place where no lead ever feels safe. So Casey Sadler coming out to pitch now for Kerry Wood. He has thrown 66 2/3 innings, 15 walks, 37 strikeouts, and a 3.64 ERA. Sadler facing Duvall here in the bottom of the 7th. A 2-0 count. Sadler working, looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. And a liner into left field, short left, coming in fast, and making the catch is Happ for out number 1. Daza now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch from Sadler, and that's a grounder to first. So Rizzo picks it up, steps on the base, and that is out number 2. Story now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 1-ball count, and the pitch to Trevor Story. And there's a grounder up the middle. The shortstop, Horner, has it. He throws to first, and that will retire the side. So Sadler knocks him down in order here in the 7th. We're going to the top of the 8th with an 11-4 game. Rizzo, 2 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs in this game, is going to lead off for the Cubs in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch to Rizzo. Here it comes. And a grounder toward first. Rizzo hits it to his counterpart. The flip goes to the pitcher, covering first, and Rizzo's retired for out number 1. Bryant now batting with 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 count, and the pitch to Chris Bryant. And that's a liner over the third baseman's head down the left field line. Bryant's going to have extra bases. He rounds first, heading for second. The throw goes to the cutoff man. Bryant slides, and he is safe with a double. So a 1-out extra base hit for Chris Bryant puts the runner on second. And the next batter coming up is going to be Jackie Bradley. 1 out, 1 man on. Bradley facing McGee with a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Grounder towards second. Picked up and thrown over to first, which will be out number 2. Bryant advances to third on the fielder's choice, and it brings up Nico Horner. 2 outs, 1 man on. 3-1 pitch to Nico Horner. And a liner down the right field line. Is that going to be caught? Oh, yes, it is. Dahl hustling, gets in front of it, and makes the catch for out number 3. Horner hit that one hard, but it was within Dahl's range. So we're going to the bottom of the 8th with the Cubs up 11-4. Arenado facing Sadler here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sadler coming out for his second inning of work. 2-2 count. And the pop-up is to the third base side. Bryant going over. He calls off the shortstop and makes the catch for out number 1. Sadler now facing Dahl with 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch. And that is inside for ball 4. So Sadler issues the walk. And now Rogers is the batter as Kerry Wood comes up out of the dugout to make a pitching change. He is going to bring in the righty Trevor Rosenthal. Rosenthal has thrown 64 innings, on the season, 38 walks, 73 strikeouts, and a 197 ERA. Rogers facing Rosenthal with 1 out and a runner on first. Here's a 1-2 count, and the pitch from Rosenthal is on the way. And a pop-up to right. Hayward heading to his right, calling off Bradley to make the catch for out number 2. Hampson now the batter. Hampson is pinch hitting for the pitcher's spot here in the bottom of the 8th inning, facing off against Rosenthal with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's a full count pitch from Rosenthal and a grounder to short. Picked up, thrown to first, and that will retire the side. So the Rockies get a base runner. He is stranded. We're going to the top of the 9th of an 11-4 ball game. Hayward will face the new Rocky reliever, lefty Abad. Abad has thrown 45 innings, allowed 14 walks, 39 strikeouts, and a 5.40 ERA. He will face Hayward, Ramos, and the pitcher's spot here in the top of the 9th. First pitch from Abad to Hayward. Looking for the sign. Abad with the pitch. And a pop-up to center. Coming in fast, actually going out as the shortstop. He's going to call off the center fielder and make the catch for out number 1. Ramos now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 count. Ramos waiting for the pitch. And a liner into deep left center field. I believe that's going to be off the wall. He one-hops it to the wall for extra bases. Ramos sliding into second with a 1-out double. So the Cubs have their 14th hit of the day. A 1-out double in the top of the 9th inning. 15th hit of the day. And now Rosenthal is the batter, facing Abad here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Liner up the middle. Rosenthal with the rare at-bat makes the most of it. He gets a 1-out single to put runners on the corners for Asdrubal Cabrera. The switch-hitting Cabrera is 0-for-4 today. He will bat from the right side against the lefty Abad here in the top of the 9th inning. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And Cabrera grounds to short. The throw to second, the relay to first, and the 6-4-3 double play will end the inning. So we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Cubs are ahead 11-4. Rosenthal coming out for his second inning of work. He is going to face Gomes, Desmond, and Duvall here in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 strike count. Rosenthal with the pitch. And a grounder towards second. Cabrera picks it up, throws to first, and that is out number 1. Desmond now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch to Ian Desmond. And the pitcher with the sign. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 is called. He just clipped the outside corner. So 2 outs now. Duvall coming up. Nobody on base. Rockies behind by 7. Here's an 0-2 pitch from Trevor Rosenthal. And a liner into center field. That's going to be a base hit with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Bradley gets it in quickly, holding Duvall to a single. That'll bring up Daza. 2 outs, 1 man on. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Grounder back to the mound. Rosenthal has it. Throws to first, and the throw is late. Oh my. Daza collects the infield hit. Duvall moves up to second, and Rosenthal is now facing Trevor Story with 2 outs, 2 men on, and the middle of the Rockies lineup coming up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch from Rosenthal. Grounder back to the mound. Rosenthal has it again. This time he throws quickly to first to retire the runner and end the inning. So the Rockies threaten. They strand 2. However, the Cubs are victorious 11-4. Cubs get 11 runs on 16 hits with 1 error, while the Rockies get 4 runs on 9 hits with 1 error. The player of today's game is the Cubs' Chris Bryant. He managed to go 2-for-4 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a walk, and a strikeout. He also hit home run number 26 on the season, double number 30. The winning pitcher is the Cubs' Blake Snell. He went 5 2/3 of 7 hit, 4-run baseball, 3 of which were earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. The Cubs' Trevor Rosenthal threw an inning and 2/3 in a non-save situation. However, it did close out the game. The Rockies' John Gray drops to 12-10 as he suffers the loss, only getting 2 outs while allowing 6 hits and 2 walks in the top of the first inning. Well, the Cubs improved to 72-74 while the Rockies dropped to 72-76. The Cubs avoid the sweep, and we're going on to St. Louis for 4 games coming up next. So keep watching Replacement Player Baseball.